spit that shit. And make it green.
Oh, Father.
DMV.
I'm civilized because I know where I come from. This is the story of the colonized fruit, plucked from its origin and brought to a new home in which the original owners had been evicted.
Shaka Zulu! 3 stars! 2 bars! Asha!
Talk to him.
There was a time once ago where I saw you as Daddy Dearest. Your image in my eyes gleamed among all others. You were this lake in the desert. I knew of none like you. Promised you and myself that I would marry no one unlike you, but my eyes were open young. And when I was old enough to understand the word balloon, it came to me that those were not sounds of passion from that room. They were that of pain. I never knew a mother could cry until that day, but there was nothing I could say because my voice was not to be heard in that source of shelter. I can never call that place a home. The ill thought of returning soon chilled a 3-year-old to the bone, and as I lay me down to sleep, a goddess would ease my pain with a sweeping of my forehead, and I played afraid so she'd stay. So she wouldn't have to lay next to you. She knelt beside me and found peace in dreams. I often opened my weary eyes to check on her. But when I had opened my eyes for the last time that night, your hands were on her, wrapped around her ankles like shackles that kept her great-grandmother in arms that held me strong against floorboards, her fingernails hit carpet, pulling, scratching, screaming, reaching, pleading, but the backside of your left hand, knuckles, identical to mine, stopped time. Reached back to a shoulder upon which I once cried and came down angrily to meet her cheek. I closed my eyes tight so I wouldn't have to see blood that runs through these veins shed in vain. I covered my ears so I wouldn't have to hear your thunder as her eyelashes brought pain. And after encounter, and sight after sight, and fight after fight, and fright after fright, a 6-year-old me just wanted to take flight. And I stood in that windowsill overlooking your favorite patio. Hold me now, I'm 6 seconds from the plunge. I was 6 years old considering suicide. As glasses shattered, I developed new hate for you. You altered my ability to trust. I always felt like a prisoner just wanting an escape, but I had to wait for those bars to rest. You were the warden to our happiness. The burden that broke backs, and I always wondered why this was so, but I could never ask. There was a phone call from a woman claiming she was your wife that paid our bail. What? A backseat DNA test got the whole family off of probation, so guess what? No more shackles, no more cuffs, no more burdens, no more trust. There was a time once ago where I saw you as Daddy Dearest. But you are now nothing but an X chromosome and a constant reminder. The hands we're holding shouldn't hurt.
Yeah!
Give it up for that poet from DC one more time. I love the diversity of what we have on stage here, diversity in topics from the solo to the group pieces, talking about all sorts of things. That's what I love about B&B, is you'll hear topics you've never heard about, but then you also hear the topics you have heard about, but in a way that you would have never thought about, so it's from a different perspective. So I really appreciate that piece right there. Both see what we gotta
keep sharing till it changes.
Yeah.
We gotta keep sharing till we do something to change this shit, because it fucking sucks.
Yes. Tell them about it.
Price to pay for beautiful poetry.
Yeah.
It's too high a price to pay for beautiful poetry.
9.8.
Yes.
9.9. 9.9.
Woo.
9.9.
Woo.
10.
Yeah.
Shaka Zulu.
Let's go, DC!
You shall.
I like that shirt.
DMV. You know how we do it.
headed home from the club.
Highway life and better chrome my dubs. Let me put some lime in Bud Light. I guess the few suds. Mama, I only got a little buzz. Okay, I lied about the age of the drunk.
Red and blue light.
Dang, that must be the fuzz. I pulled to the right, my uncle wore my windows up. In my face, she shined a light, and what she said was,
Son, have you been drinking and driving?
I was thinking of replying no, but my mouth said, what?
Step out the car and walk in a line.
By the time I was done, my wrist was in cuffs. Had me piss in a cup at the department.
And you was in trouble because we found unwanted content in your blood. And I reckon it'll be hard for you to get a job now because they gonna think you a thug.
Put me in a room with 3 walls, a window and a mat, plenty of bars.
Now that's ironic, isn't that?
Yeah.
Said they send me back to a courthouse and I get out of jail in a few days. Oh, and in fact, I had to pay the fine on my bail. I was mad because that was money that I didn't have. They laughed and said,
You should have thought of that before you started taking shots from the glass.
hey.
Scenario 2.
Riding through the town with my crew, fooling around, drinking brew as we do 90 on the avenue. Had I knew what would happen at that longitude and latitude, I would have stayed home. I wouldn't have made that a move. Last we was getting too fast, music we listened to blast as we drop on the right, but this ain't Britain or France. Had me thinking that we had driven like Taz, when in the flash we had a collision and crash.
Yes. That's how we fucking do it.
Bitchin' was black and scissors from glass, busted lip in the gash.
Woke up in the hospital, it was visitors I had. My sister and my dad told me that the homies that was with me had passed. Now people ask if I want to take a hit at the glass. I visualize their bodies as they was hitting the glass.
Flip it, scenario 3.
It could have been me.
Come in, kids.
I locked up on an infirmary on DEAD. What would be my legacy? What is it that they would say to me? Would they tell my brothers not to behave like me? In the ER, memories would flash.
You think you want another shot at life or another shot at the glass?
Think I'll pass.
Let's go.
Yes.
DC, not messing around in round 3. DC, not messing around. Give it up for that group piece one more time. Poetry, theater, spoken word, blur the lines of art.
Hit the motherfucking mic, go.
Man, I can't even speak.
That's what I'm talking about.
Blur the lines of what it is, but the message is there. Message is powerful. Both see what the judges got to say.
They don't have much to say, but they have much to score. So we're gonna drop this low score of a 9.7 and jump up to a 9.8.